Esto es Misioneros Digitales, un podcast para quienes hacen discípulos usando la tecnología.
Hola, bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de Misioneros Digitales. En esta ocasión vamos a conversar con Carril Thomas. Carril es de Trinidad y Tobago y ella nos va a compartir un poquito sobre cómo ha sido su viaje para convertirse en una misionera digital. Pero bueno, dejemos que Carril se presente. Carril, decinos un poquito más sobre vos.
Hola, soy Carril, soy de Trinidad y Tobago y vivo en Panamá como una misionera aquí. Algo sobre mí. Me gusta comer mucho. Me gusta patacones con camarones rellenos.
Contanos cómo llegaste a ser cristiana o naciste en una familia cristiana o cuál fue ese momento en el que hiciste esa decisión.
Sí, crecer en una familia cristiana, pero yo hago porque yo, sabes, es lo correcto para hacer. Pero cuando estaba 17, estaba orando porque cuando visito mi iglesia, siempre ve gente como en una profunda manera alabando a Dios y yo no siento como así. Entonces, empezar orando por Dios para abrir mis ojos y Él hago. Entonces, estoy aquí.
¿Y cuál fue ese momento en el que, porque bueno, el primer paso es decidir es tener una relación personal con Jesús, pero otro paso diferente es tomar la decisión de servirle en las misiones a tiempo completo? ¿Cuál es su historia?
Sí, en 2015 vine a Panamá para un congreso, se llama Solo Uno, y invité 2 amigos, una amiga y un amigo, y ella preguntó qué va a hacer ahora porque estaba mi final año en la universidad, entonces ahora es tiempo para trabajar y ganar dinero y cosas como así. Entonces yo dile a ella qué quiero hacer, pero ella dice, si dinero no ser parte en ¿qué va a hacer? Y yo dice, voy a ser una misionera. Y ella dice, hacer esto y no pensar en el dinero. Y yo dijo, jajaja, whatever. Pero esto it was the beginning, cuando Dios cambia mi corazón para servirte en esta manera. Entonces, la verdad, yo trabajar por 2 años, pero durante ese tiempo Dios habla conmigo y después yo tomé un gran fe para tener profunda confianza en Dios y ser un misionero.
What about if we transition into English? Thank you for doing it for us to speak in Spanish. I love it. It was inspiring to me because I've known you for many years now, I would say, but I never knew that you worked for, like, there was a time like between you like graduate from university and then when you went full-time into missions. I didn't know about that. How it was that you knew clearly that God was calling you into missions full-time?
I think God gave me a heart specifically for Latin American people years ago, and I knew some way or the other that I was going to serve God working with them. Maybe in my mind it was part-time, so I kind of started learning Spanish through that. But then I felt like God was saying, trust me fully with your life and serve me fully in this way. And just consistent prayer, and even having people very close to me, so my pastors, close friends praying for me and also confirming it. That's how I knew, like, this is what God wanted me to do. But above all, I had so much peace, which is very strange, to have peace leaving your country, leaving your culture, leaving your language. And I just had complete peace.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You said you you are serving in Panama. How is that you like? So because we talk about you like becoming a Christian and then becoming a full-time missionary, then moving to Panama. How was that? And what are you doing in Panama right now?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I always wanted to serve with Latin American people. So when I decided to join staff, that's what I joined staff with, the idea and the intention to serve with Latin Americans. And I had 3 country options, and we prayed about it and narrowed it down to Panama. So when I got here, I just fell in love with the country, with the people, with the food, and I knew why God wanted me here. So right now we are working on different projects. One of the main projects right now is to build a website that really evangelizes and disciples migrants. Panama is the beginning of the migrant highway, and
Right.
about 3 to 5,000 people pass through Panama heading to the US every day.
Wow.
So we think that it's an amazing opportunity to show the love of Christ to people on the move. And
Right.
we realize that they don't have the stability to be part of a missional community or discipleship group so that they can grow. So we really want to be able to do that online and just use the technology that God has provided for us.
How that dream came into your team, and yeah, and like on what stage are you like within the project?
Well, this was not my plan, so I cannot take credit for it. Todd,
Right.
our national director, he came to me one day and he was like, "Hey, Carol, I want us to do something with migrants." And he just shared from that perspective. And the more research I did and looked into it, I really just started to have a special love and heart for migrants, knowing that where you are is so bad you're willing to leave it all behind to an uncertain future. It was just like, wow, like to leave everything behind without knowing what's going to happen, your family, your friends, your dogs, your like everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So it takes a lot for someone to do that in search of a better life. I think for me as a missionary, me leaving my country wasn't because I didn't like the place that I was in, because I love Trinidad, but it was me following God. But for them, it's them following a better future. If not for themselves, it's for their families. And I think that also along the way, a lot of people have taken advantage of them and treated them really poorly. And especially as Christians, we have the opportunity to treat people with love and kindness wherever they are, but especially migrants, especially the vulnerable. I think when we look at how Jesus Christ treated people, he was very empathetic and sympathetic to the vulnerable in society. He even says like there's a special blessing for people who take care of the foreigners in their land. So I think in modern times, it's easy to skew things and just think of ourselves and us being comfortable, but to really look at it from a perspective and feel for the people that are going through such a dangerous, difficult situation. I think it's really, really important for us as Christians to be part of it, as helping them in whatever way we can. If it's praying for them, helping with food or clothing, or even helping to build the website or platform that we're working on so that they can get the gospel and be discipled. But I think that we all should be doing something small in whatever way we can to show the love of Christ.
You just mentioned about the project, and I love hearing about how God lead your team, your heart, and the rest of your team to connect and to join that boat, that project, and you're in now. And what else will you say that fills your heart with that passion that you have for being a digital missionary?
Well, I think that God has created everything in this world, even the man-made things. He has given us the ideas and the thoughts and abilities. And I feel like technology has a bad reputation. And especially like older people, they look at technology and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so bad for the youth. Like it's doing so many negative things. But I look at it and I think of it like, wow, God can use this to touch so many people's lives. One of my favorite parts of my job is working with the Mentor Center because I get to share the gospel. I get to share the love of Christ with people all over the world, people who I will never meet, but technology has offered me the ability to do that. So I just think it's a blessing to do things that we would not have been able to do 20, 30, 40 years ago, communicate with people without barriers, without limits, without restrictions, and still to see the love of Christ impact them in a profound way.
I don't think we've talked about the Mentor Center in a prior episode or in the comments episodes, but Carol, will you share with us briefly what is the Mentor Center or how does it work?
Yeah. So the Mentor Center is an online platform that helps other Christians guide people struggling with different issues to find Christ in the midst of those issues.
Tenemos otros episodios sobre Centro de Mentores, así que pueden checar y visitar o explorar nuestra lista en Spotify y también nuestros episodios en YouTube. Y después de ese breve comercial, vamos a continuar con Carol. What will you say to someone that's exploring technology and faith?
I would say that God is amazing and He knows the past, present, and future, and He has gifted us with so many things that we can use all for His glory. And though there are bad things you can do with technology, there's so many good things that you can do. And I think that in this day and age, in this time we live in, is unlike any other, and it's a perfect opportunity to use technology to share your faith and to share the love of Christ with people who don't know and who desperately need it.
Well, Carol, thank you so much. This being like a short and sweet conversation. It's been really interesting to hear about your journey and how God has been using your life to serving online and to help to reach the unreached using internet and technology. Thank you for sharing this with us and for your time. And bueno, eso ha sido todo por este episodio de Misioneros Digitales. No se olviden de checar nuestros otros episodios, dejar sus comentarios aquí en Spotify y también en YouTube. Nos estamos viendo en la próxima. Bye.
Chao.
Esto es Misioneros Digitales, un podcast para quienes hacen discípulos usando la tecnología.